Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 8th, 2022 total lunar eclipse reading for you. And the effects of this total lunar eclipse will last for 6 months. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Oh, goodness. Okay. Now, before we start the reading, let us ask Spirit, Divinity, God to bless this reading, bless the energy that is around us, keeping us centered, bringing all that is positive forward, and letting all that is negative be released and stay away from us. Okay. So let's see what energy we have to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Okay, we have the Four of Wands. So Capricorn, the house can be a little bit shaky at times, or we're looking at things and feeling very attacked, just very personally. We're taking things very personally. We need to be mindful of this. We can also be having commitments very much being tested during this time. Things that we have committed ourselves to, that we are committed to being tested. So just being aware of this is going to be very important. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Actually, let's talk about this total lunar eclipse for just a moment. So again, the effects of this eclipse will last for 6 months. So this isn't just an eclipse that, we don't need to be mindful of. Now this eclipse falls at 16 degrees Taurus. And this full moon and total lunar eclipse are centered around closure and completions and the coming together of things, but also of endings. And a light is going to be shown on things that we weren't aware of, and secrets are going to be brought to the surface. Secrets are going to be revealed. So things that we didn't know we needed to pay attention to, secrets we didn't know we had, they're coming forward. Or we didn't know were being kept from us, they're coming forward. Things that we thought, I could just overlook this. No, we can't. Not at this time. No. The sun is in Scorpio, and the moon is in Taurus. And these are sister signs, so they can bring out the best in each other, or they can bring out the worst. Now, Scorpio has us really amplifying that need to bring to the light what was kept in the dark. And it's very much like that Johnny Cash song, what was done in the dark will be brought to the light. That's this time. Now, Scorpio is much more complex, and Taurus is very straightforward. Taurus is, what can I see? What can I feel? How can it be planted? How tangible is it in my now? Scorpio is going to be much more complex, much more, kind of let me think about it, let me see it, let me look at the emotion of it, the complexity of it. When it comes to money, Scorpio is our long-term investments. Taurus is our day-to-day paycheck. Is our paycheck, is the money that we spend, Taurus is our bills. Now, all eclipses fall near the north or the south lunar node. This eclipse falls near the north lunar node. And what that means is that while this time is about endings, it is also about new beginnings. So we're going to see things starting to come anew. Like a new life, new breath is breathed into things during this time, even though we have so many endings coming forward. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, there we go. So we are crowned with the Ace of Swords. And I know people like to see this, so we have the sword right here and the ace right in there. Then we have the Knight of Cups. Cups, Knight. The Sun card, so that Scorpio energy is coming through quite powerfully. Sun. The King of Swords. King. The Ten of Pentacles. And the Page of Cups. Okay. So what's very interesting here is that we're getting a gift from God's Source Spirit. Again, however we see the divine, the universe. It is a clarity of thought. It is the power of speech. We're taking that gift. So we have the Ace of Swords here. We're taking that gift with the King of Swords coming forward. Okay? So there's an empowerment. Now, are we going to be a little bit blunt and maybe even seem a little callous in our speech at times? Yes. Yes, that's something to be very much aware of. So if somebody says, why are you being so blunt, or why are you being so hurtful? Know that that energy is there. There is a sense also, though, that we're saying what needs to be said. And there is a sense of, I'm saying what others won't say. This isn't giving us a free pass of being rude or cantankerous or, abrasive. It is just saying that we are going to bring to the light what needs to be brought to the light. Okay? And that's going to be very important. We have our practical, Capricorn energy coming forward, which wants everything to be orderly and stabilized and just so. This is a time where everything's kind of much more chaos. So if we're the type of Capricorn, which most of us are, that like things to be very orderly, very neat, this can drive us up and down the Mississippi because it's going to be a lot more complex than that. We begin with the Knight, we end with a Page. We have the Knight of Cups, the Page of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is showing that this time is going to be very emotionally charged, especially as things are brought to the light, especially as we're seeing things in a different light, in a different way. We're going to be learning a lot from this time. There is a prosperity that's coming forward that is a blessing. It is a blessing. It feels like a blessing. It is a blessing. It's a completion of a cycle. But there can also be just a, I did that. I achieved that. For some of us, what this means is that we've completed a cycle that kind of was given to us at birth. Something like our life path, something that we needed to get done is going to be gotten done. And it's going to have an impact in the power of our speech and in the way that we see ourselves. There's a new confidence that is coming forward now, Capricorn. And it's going to help to lead us in the direction that we want to go. There's something here where we're cutting through a lot of, I'm seeing like a lot of overgrowth, a lot of nonsense, a lot of things that seemed so important at the time, but just really, really, really weren't. So just be aware of that. Our hearts are going to be learning. And our hearts can feel a little raw. It's going to be kind of like a child, a kid asking why and why and why and why and why about things. A heart is going to say why and why and why and why and why about everything. And what we're going to find is that those questions that our heart is asking us is actually leading us in a direction that we may never have gone if we weren't brave enough to listen to our heart. Okay? The Cups and the Sun, strong, strong, strong Scorpio energy here. All right? And as we're moving forward in this time of complexity, we need to see it. We have still our Capricorn, sensibility coming forward. We need to see it. And it's not being a doubter. It's not saying I have to see it in order for it to be real. But it's like we need it brought to the light. We need to understand it. We need to kind of dissect it and look at it and say why and how come in order to be able to move forward. But it's like we need to name it. That's okay, that's what Spirit is saying. Like it needs to be named. It almost needs to be labeled and then shelved away. That's going to be very important for us. There's a clarity of mind. There's a power of our voice that is coming forward. But there is a blessing. There's also a sense of community that is going to be very important. Now, it can be getting involved in our community, but it can be also finding a community where we feel very comfortable, a lot more comfortable than we have in quite some time. There is a blessing. The Sun is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. So that Sun is coming forward as we embrace our emotions and as we embrace our voice. We have our emotions and logic coming forward. one is going to want to rule us. The Knight of Cups is going to want to pull us in certain directions, saying, I'm the knight, I'm this form of action, we need to move this way. The king, I see this much more as stabilized, like, the king has to sit on his throne, he has to be in his castle type of deal. And this is going to be an energy of, okay, I'm not able to run amok, kind of like the knight is. So we can get into conflict with our emotions and with our logic to it. And our emotions can take up a lot more of the energy, but a lot more space than our logic will seem to be much more stabilized, straightforward, much more chronicalized, like boxed in. Okay? So that's going to be something for us to be aware of, that our emotions can just feel to be like all over the place. And then our logic is trying to pull it back. And it doesn't always work, but there is this real sense that our emotions are also trying to protect us. It's kind of like, okay, you can logic this, you can reason this, but it's almost like our hearts are afraid of all the different reasonings that can come forward, and that will be out of our control. So just know that this can be a coping mechanisms, and that's what I'm really seeing here. Okay. But the Ten of Pentacles, prosperity, success, blessings, a completion of a cycle. When it comes to money, it's like, okay, I've completed this cycle. I've learned this lesson. I've seen this. So there is something here, like wherever Capricorn falls within our natal chart, we've come to a completion of that cycle. And if it's, our sun sign, our moon sign, the sun is the way people see us, the moon is the way we see ourselves, there's going to be the sense of we're coming to a completion of a cycle, a lesson has been learned. So let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, that's so funny. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels. Okay. So we have here the new moon in Pisces, which says meditate and contemplate, and that's with the Ace of Swords. And why I say this is so funny is because one of the things that is one of the most beneficial things we can do for ourselves during this time, during the next 6 months, is going to be to meditate, to contemplate, to really embrace things that help us to relax. And yet, it is going to be the one thing that we're like not interested in. We don't want to do it. It causes us chaos. So here, just be aware of this. Our mind, we're being given a gift of the mind, and our mind will be sharpened, will be honed, will be better if we meditate and we contemplate, if we slow down and we connect. It leads us to self-love with the page with the Knight of Cups. There is a need here for love to come forward. There's a sense of I need to protect. But Spirit is saying, if I love myself, and if I step into that power of love, step into that power of grace, nothing can touch me. Even if people think, oh, I'm getting the better of you, I'm one-upping you, it's like nothing can touch you because you are so self-assured. The sun brings you pleasure. Like there is what is being brought to the light, what is being revealed, what is being burnt away. The sun burns away the toxins, right? The sun is, nature's bleach, and it's just coming forward in my mind, and it's just giving you so much pleasure because it's like I'm purging away everything that needs to be released, everything that I do not want, need, or desire in my life, and it brings us to sovereignty, the ruler, the King of Swords. During this time, our logic is going to be so important to us, and it's not saying I need a spreadsheet, I need everything to be out, I need everything to be organized. It is saying I need to look at things, I need to question things, I need to dive deeper into things. I want to know the whys and the how comes, but not get lost in it. I'm standing in the power of my voice, I'm standing in the power of what I've learned, and that is my greatest strength. And that is going to be our greatest strength during this time. The darkness. We've come to the completion of a cycle during this darkness, and this darkness reveals it. It really lets us know. It's like, yeah, okay, you got this. Yeah, okay, you see this. And that's going to be a very good thing for us. the Page of Cups and surrender. To surrender to be a student of what you love and what you desire. To surrender to the bigger picture of where you need to be. But also to surrender to the innocence of the heart of a child. The questioning, the seeking, the learning, the understanding. And also understanding, when we say the innocence of a child, kids push our buttons. You say, don't push that onto the floor. They push and they push and they push and they watch you as it falls onto the floor. They want to see how you get angry. They want to see what happens. What happens? And there's a sense here of, what happens when I let my heart lead me? What happens when I embrace what I love? What happens when I surround myself in love and in healing? Because during this time, whatever energy we surround ourselves in, whether it be, negative energy or positive energy, that's going to be what we call back to ourselves. So just be very aware of this. Okay, so let's see subconsciously the energy we need to be mindful of. Okay, it's the Tower. It's the fact change. We need to be mindful of change. We don't always handle change the best, Capricorn, because we like things to be steady. We like things to be the same. We like things done a certain way. So just embracing the Tower, embracing change, and maybe even a little chaos during this time, seeing where it takes us. Subconsciously, there's also a shift that has happened where our world won't be the same. It won't be going back to the way that it once was. And so that's going to be very important to understand. It's like, okay, it's not what it was, but I have a new beginning here. I have a new reality leading me forward. So let's look at our subconscious Luna and tarot message. We have blossoming, we have the answers you need are coming, and we have the Empress. So you are blossoming into the person that you need to be. You're blossoming into the awareness, the answers, the understandings, the answers you need during this time. It's coming. Whether we want to see it or not, whether we want to hear the answers that are brought forward or not, that's going to be irrelevant to Spirit. It just doesn't care. We're going to find a lot of answers around the nurturing element of our lives. It could be our mothers. It could be the people who raised us, a mother-like figure, but also in the sense of how I am growing and nurturing my life, my existence, and myself. How am I birthing forward my creativity and what I desire for me? And that's going to be a very, very powerful thing. There's a sense of the more gentle side of life, the more nurturing side of life being embraced during this time. And we can have fear around that because that cannot feel like a natural way of asserting ourselves. But the Empress is letting us know that, oh yeah, but I'm powerful. Oh yeah, but I have a fierceness to me. And we're going to be introduced to that, Capricorn. All right, Capricorn, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this total lunar eclipse and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Capricorn. And may you have a blessed total lunar eclipse. God bless.